Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with another miniature masterpiece, this time by Bohuslav Martinu, and it comes from a work that I've talked about before. It's his cantata, Bouquet of Flowers, an amazing piece of music that ought to be as popular as Carmina Burana or anything like it, based on Czech folk texts, and it comes with an overture, which is exactly, or just slightly under, or just about 2 minutes long. It's exactly the right length. You know, the mark of a great composer, sometimes anyway, is that you can tell who they are through an instantly identifiable language. And Martinu was one of those composers. He wrote tons of music, but in a style which was almost invariably his own. He was a bit chameleon-like. He could do some jazz, he could do some other things when he wanted to, but really he was an incredibly individualistic musical voice. And this overture in 2 minutes seems to sum up just about everything that he did. There's the folk influence, of course, Czech folk music, the shifting between major and minor keys, but also the busy textures, the syncopated rhythms, the strange sort of chromatic harmony and non-functional diatonic harmony. In other words, chords that you don't expect, harmonies that resolve in unusual directions, the general liveliness and bounce of the music, the interesting use of the piano behind the orchestra. There's so much here that you don't hear used in the same way by any other composer but Martinu. And so here is the overture to the Bouquet of Flowers from the new Supraphon recording, which I have, as I said, already done a talk about, and I will put up the cover here so you can see what it is while it's playing. My goodness, it's marvelous. Absolutely marvelous. Just give it a listen. There you go. Could you think for 1 second that anyone else could have written that music but Martinu? And if you don't know Martinu's music, you really, really ought to get to know it, because he was just a terrific composer, one of the great 20th century composers, something that's becoming more and more evident as time goes on. Really, because he was basically banned. He left Czechoslovakia. He died in Switzerland. He spent a lot of time in the U.S. He wrote most of his music in France and in the United States. So he was not revered as a great figure in his native Czechoslovakia, now the Czech Republic, until the past few decades. His reputation started to stage a comeback there and internationally everywhere else. And boy, if anyone deserves it, it is Martinu, as I hope you agree. So thank you for joining me, folks. Keep on listening to these and all of the other miniature masterpieces in this absolutely tremendous series. Take care.